The struggle to contain the march of cane toads across Australia is one that's frustrated scientists for years. Now a team from the University of Sydney believes it's come up with a way of using the toad's own poison against it to interrupt the reptile's prolific breeding. Professor Rick Shine explains.
Well, one of the remarkable things that we've discovered in the course of the research is that cane toad tadpoles are incredibly good at realising that a female cane toad has laid eggs in their pond and is about to produce 30,000 tadpoles that will then be competitors for the tadpoles that are already there. So the older tadpoles detect those newly laid eggs and they race across and they kill them, they eat them. So we thought, well, this might be an opportunity to find out what chemical the cane toad tadpole uses to find those eggs, and we could use that chemical as a bait. And it turns out that the chemical that the cane toad tadpole uses are the poisons that the toad produces, because it's the classic chemical signature of a cane toad. So if we put those poisons in a funnel trap, we catch tens of thousands of cane toad tadpoles within a few days, and almost nothing else, because everything else is repelled by the toad's poison.
And can you get rid of all cane toad tadpoles from an area in this way? In other words, can you eradicate cane toads completely?
Well, it's only going to work at the local level. We're never going to get rid of cane toads from Australia. But certainly in the ponds that we've tried near Darwin, we've caught our tens of thousands of toad tadpoles, and in very careful monitoring in the weeks after that, we haven't found a single baby toad emerging from those ponds. So we think we're either eradicating them or very nearly eradicating them from these local areas.
Is this something that can be done in the field by locals? Because the cane toad poison is extremely harmful to humans.
Yes, and one has to be very careful as to how the poison's collected. You've got to have eye protection and you've got to use gloves and all these sorts of things. And we're working with our colleagues at the University of Queensland to produce a much easier, safer method with purified chemical that'll just be a tablet that you can put in your trap. But in the short term, I think we can train the community group members how to gather the material safely and how to deploy it. And I'm hopeful that we can actually get underway with field trials very soon.
So this problem previously has been tackled by getting rid of as many adult toads as possible. You're coming at it from exactly the opposite direction.
Yeah, the problem with getting rid of adult toads is that the 2 or 3 that you don't catch have 30,000 eggs, you know, two nights later, and so they can replace the toads that you caught very, very quickly. If you can stop the toads breeding, then suddenly removing those adults is having a big effect on the cane toad population, and that's really the basic idea behind the research.
Professor Rick Shine, thank you.
My pleasure.